All right. Howdy, everybody. Welcome back this week. I got a few new camera views this week. I'm trying to get a little bit better equipment that I can switch around a little bit. I've tried a few different cameras and I've had problems with them moving around. So we've got the primary view over there, and we've got the this one, which I don't have programmed in, and then we have some screen and screens where I can give you multiple views this time from different angles. One from over that direction and one from over in that direction. So it ought to make the builds a little bit more interesting. I don't know exactly how loud that, let me see if I can figure out how loud that miner is back there. And it looks like it cancels out most of its sound. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it off anyway because it's super distractive to me. But that's what this week is all about, is us knowing, being able to chat about what's going on and what we've been working on and everything. So let me just see if I can, I'll just show you the screen here. I'll just flip over to where we got the lights and we will turn off. There we go. That's much quieter. Okay. All right. Well, how is everybody this week? Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while. Well, it feels like it's been a while. I guess really it was only just the other day. I'm gonna go over here to see what we got here. I want to program in this view here. I like this view over here with this camera a little bit better because it's a little easier for me to get close to it where you can see me well. So I'll do that here in a little bit. We'll get that going. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys have had a good New Year so far. I don't know what really I've got planned this week, tonight. I may do a little bit of wire cleanup back here, as you can see. See if I can, this is what I got this camera for, so I could do things like this. So as you can see, that is a heck of a wire mess. See if my screen and screen is working. Yes, but I want the other one. I want that screen and screen. There we go. So as you can see, that is one heck of a mess. I've got a few clips and things. I may try to clean it up, but I'm really not sure if I'm in the mood today. I spent most of the day in the out putting up a fence. So we're going to get the solar shed a little bit more well-mounted panels and stuff, get a little bit more light. But in order to do that, I had to kind of give a little bit of block to my neighbors, give them a break. For any of you who've seen seen all the different panels sitting around, I've got, 15, 20 panels laying on the ground. I've got another 10 or 12 laying against the fence. And granted, I'm bringing in, I think it's 20 kilowatts. Let's go take a look at what we're actually bringing in. Let's just go do that real quick. So let's look at a little bit of what we're bringing in. Let me just take you to the stats of here. So we brought in 19 kilowatt hours today. We used 16. Now this is a little bit deceiving and I'm not sure exactly why it says 16 here. You guys can see, hopefully, oh yeah, you can see that. It's got a picture of me there too, so I think the screen is fun. Oh wait, that's not the right screen. What screen is that showing you? That is showing you, I have no idea what screen that is showing you. It isn't the one that I am on though. Well, let me just see if I can find. That's my miner screen, which is okay. We're gonna talk about that too and what I've been mining and all that, but that's not really the screen I was hoping it would be. So let me go over here to this and just see what the heck this thing thinks it's doing. Okay, so it's on a screen capture. So it's using this screen down here. I've had that problem with several of the cameras where if I unconnect the USB port and then when I reconnect them back up, they freeze and then they don't work again. And that's been the problem that I've been having with you guys each week, is I get everything working, but then I don't go back and check all the cameras. So this week, hopefully, let's see if we've got all the cameras here working this week. Let's just see. So that's that USB. And then let me just turn this one here and see if we got the new one from the different angle here. It's the, I call it the eMeet camera, which should be this one here. Oh yeah, that one's working fine. And you can see the lovely mess behind me. Everything is kind of up in the wall, up in the thing. Although what I did get done last week, interesting, you'll notice the board across, I didn't get the corner cleaned up over there, way over there in this corner. I didn't get all of that caulked off yet and all the little touch-up work done. But I did get the board and I got the PV box installed and got all of that wire that comes up from the roof and the connections that go outside and everything. So we got all of those in there finally. So now that I got this piece done, we can go in and clean all of this up. But that's kind of been the problem all along, is that we have all these little random pieces sitting around, and God, not to mention, I mean, look at the mess behind me over here. I got things sitting under tables. I got stuff in buckets sitting around. It's just been a huge mess because I need to get that shed up, or not the shed. I need to get that fence up so I can get those panels mounted, and then I needed to have this done in order to get all this stuff mounted. So maybe tonight, maybe, you know, we did do a week or so ago, we did do the cleanup of this box up here, and as you can see, since I left town, I haven't finished it yet. Let me just go up there and show you that. I haven't finished this yet, and it is kind of a little bit cleaner than it was. I want to put it on this side over here and see if I can, trying to see if these cameras are in a good working way now for me. This one should go a little bit higher. Oh wow, that went really high, nice. And then I should have a dual view that I can say, there we go. So that gives me both camera views. So you can see here, I wonder if I can point that one up there too. Nice. Okay, so I did the cleanup here, but I still have all of these network cables. I did buy a larger network port, and I put in a router. I got rid of that little thing I was using, this Wi-Fi extender, because it wasn't working. I mean, I got it here on Amazon for, I don't know, you know, $20, $30. And then my wife's store no longer needed the Linksys that she had there. And so I was able to put it on just an extender mode and hooked it up in here, and it solved all of my network problems. So I switched everything to a single hub here for a little bit more routing hub. I don't think that's really the right word. It truly is a router. So it is maybe it is a hub. Let me think. It's not a router. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. But basically, it doesn't do any IP initialization. On this one, I actually had to turn that off, and this just has the Wi-Fi connection and then uses the DHCP for the primary one to do it. So this turned out pretty well. We still ended up with an extra USB connector here, but we are using 2, 3, 4, 5 of the ports on the USB there. So we may end up with another one, simply because I want those watts coming out of this wire here and not out of each of these boxes. But I don't know, we'll see. It's worked out, this has worked out really well. So little things like that help. Now what we'll do is we'll go back to, you know, cleaning up all this wiring over here. This will be the real, this is where the real work is going to come in. It was nice to get the PV, the combiner box in here and get just the one string coming up to the smart controller, but still there is a lot of cleanup here. I mean, there's a lot of these little loose wires all over the place. I got some stuff to clean them up a little bit. I just don't know if I've got the right things for it. You know, this is one of those things where I want to get all of these loose wires, like these wires here and everything, and I want to somehow make this look really nice. I might consider using tracks like I did over in the other, like I did up in this box, where I just kind of run a set of tracks across, and then just let the wires run in these race tracks across. That might help clean it up a little bit. I'm not sure I like the white box on these though, you know. Maybe they would look better if they were black. I don't know. Maybe the contrast would look good. Who knows? But so really, I didn't have any plans tonight on what I was doing. I'm thinking this may be where I head off and do a little cleanup. But at the same time, if we just sat here and a few of you wanted to gab, I would do that too. And I also want to give you an update on what's been going on with the BitMiner and what I've been doing there. Kind of show you some statistics. We can get into that. I don't know what kind of interest there is there, but we can kind of get into that. Let me just see if I can switch this over to screensaver mode. So as you can see here, it says that we did 16 kilowatts today, and I'm kind of a little puzzled by that because, well, maybe that's not wrong. Let's go back to yesterday. Yesterday we did, yeah, well, maybe it isn't wrong. I don't know. It felt like I burned a lot more than that because what I did is I took the, today I also did generator testing. I don't know if you guys know, and here in Florida, what we'll do once every now and then is you kind of pull all your generators out and you kind of do a test on everything. And so today, because of all that weather in the rest of the country, I decided that it would be a good time to do that here for me because I don't have any threats of storms right now or anything like that. So I pulled out the regular, just cheap generator, the Predator 8700 watt generator, and it is not the quiet kind. It is not the inverter or any of that stuff, but I put it through the ChargeVerter at full 80% capacity, running 5100 watts for, I burned the entire tank off, got rid of all the old gas, filled it back up with fresh gas, and then burned about a quarter of that off to make sure everything's clean through the carburetor and all that kind of stuff. And then tomorrow I probably got another 30, maybe an hour of running on that one to do it. I'm just converting. Normally you just burn it off and just let the generator run, but this year I was lucky enough I got the BitMiner, so I just put it all into the ChargeVerter right into the solar system and let the BitMiner run at full speed. So this morning I got up a couple hours early and turned on the BitMiner to run the batteries down, and then right after that happened, and it got to be probably about 10 o'clock. Home Depot showed up with all my fencing supplies, so I turned on, and it was like 10 o'clock at that point, so I turned on the generator, and we could probably even see that over here in the energy board. Let me just see if this thing will show it, if I can get it to do what I think I want it to do. Well, I gotta show you the screen first, don't I? So here we have so battery current, you can see here, this is when I ran it this morning. Now the sun, I say this morning, this was from 10:20 to 12:15, so about 2 hours. It ran at full in ChargeVerter speed at 5120 watts, about 5,000 watts. But I also had solar coming in, and the BitMiner was running. You can see here, I turned the BitMiner on early today. I turned it on at about 8:40, and it normally doesn't do its automatic turn on until a little bit later in the day, somewhere like here, 11:20 or so. And then it runs until the batteries dip out. and that would be, 4:30 or so. So it runs from, about 5 hours a day there. But this morning I started it way early at, 8:45, and it was running until just a few minutes ago. And as you can see, I still have 48% of my battery, so it'll probably run for another hour or so. Or yeah, I may just start it early again tomorrow, because I got to run the generator for a couple more hours. But tomorrow, just to finish getting all the fuel and everything out of there. So let's see how it's going on. Let me see. All right, so I don't know. Don't know what else you guys want to do tonight other than that. That's what I have kind of been planned is that, and I'm going to go through a few statistics here for you. We can walk through a few of them. I can show you what's going on with the BitMiner. So the BitMiner runs, a few hours a day. So I've been mining primarily two types of coin, the Digibyte coin, and I started mining Kwai earlier this week. So the Digibyte, I kind of watch this here in the network difficulty, and when this difficulty gets low, I switch to run the Digibyte, and this can get really high when too many people get to processing, and it starts finding too many blocks. And what will happen is it'll slow it down by making it the difficulty more higher. So you'll see, it looks like I'm probably, based on these statistics here, if I take these here, you can see I'm probably not the only one doing that. With a bunch of people pull out when it gets like that, because it was like 9 petahash running. Now it's 4. Now it's cranking back up now that this has gone back down, but it just went back up to 1 gig. So that's been a little bit difficult. So I switched to Kwai earlier this week. Now it was kind of funny because Kwai is one of those new ones that just came out. And as you know, I'm not looking to make any real money off of this right away. I'm playing with the idea of how does it work. I'm playing with the what do you want to call it? I'm just playing with it, with CryptoCoin, how the BitMiner works, how you set things up, how you configure them. I've learned quite a bit. And it's been kind of interesting. Keeping up with all the cryptocurrency wallets is a little nerve-wracking though, because because there's no central bank for you to go to, and because it's just, you manage your own crypto encryption keys, and you lose them, you lose your money. It's, there is no one to call for your bank account. If you don't have your bank account, you can't get to your bank. And that's basically what this crypto kind of stuff is. And I'll probably do some things on that at some point. But you can see here the difficulty here is 909, and you come over here and it's 1.2. And so this has gone back up now. People finding blocks again, and that causes this the difficulty level for it to go up. I don't know if you can see that. So here's what I'm talking about, is this one here. Can't see what screen I got pointed to. There we go. All right, so this one here is the Digicoin, and you can see it's at 1.2 1.2 G now, whereas the oh, that's the wrong screen switch. This one's at 909. So I've been running this one all day. So the other day, it was funny because the other day I ran this, and I ran it for, I don't know, 8 hours or so, and I hit 1 block. And it kept saying, it was saying here, coins per day, Kwai estimate, and it would say, 31 coins or 20, 30, it was saying 31, something like that. And I hit 1, and I got like a couple of coins out of it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And so I shut it off for a while, and I went back to Digicoin because I was leaving town, and I was out of town. I didn't want to have it processing something I wasn't sure was working. I flipped it back on this morning because I knew I was going to be running the BitMiner all day, and I wanted to see what would happen. And you can see here, I hit 6 blocks today with this thing. 6 blocks, that's really good. And I am a little bit worried about the way this thing reports is really screwy. Each block, it's not like when I do Digibyte, you know, and I hit a block. Let's see if I can show you the Digibyte. So when I hit a block on Digibyte, let me just put in my thing here. So when I hit a block on Digibyte, so like here, I've hit 11 blocks, and when I hit one, it pays out, and you see the payout over here, just 100% straight to it right off the bat. You don't see, there's no fluff. It's worth this amount. It pays out that amount. I log into, you know, my wallet on that one, and the coins are there. So I don't think anything of it. The Kwai though is a little bit different. It's got this confirmation window. Block matures in 1,500 confirmations and confirmation balance and da-da-da. But these blocks, 7, and they're worth about 10 a piece. They don't show up right away. I've been seeing these trickle in like slowly, and I don't know if what is it doing and how it works. So it's just kind of odd. Let's see here. And the stats that are in this thing don't really go into, let's see, blocks. I wonder if it could show me my blocks. Matured, new. I don't think those are mine. No. So it has statistics for everyone, but it doesn't really have statistics for, and this is a solo mining pool. So it looks like it's more set up for shared mining pools than it is solo mining pools. Come over here and you can see I'm down here on this list at 85 terahashes. I don't know who this petahash dude is, but he gets a lot of coins because that is a lot of power. The whole thing's only doing 26 petahashes and he's 18 of them, so he's mining the crap out of it, whoever it is. But anyway, I found 7 coins. It seems to, it has a window of confirmation that's much longer and it's slower and everything. The weird thing is that Kwai brags about how fast it is and how many transactions it can do and blah, 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 but I don't see it. But, you know, for me, it's all about playing around with it a little bit, collecting some digital currency, see how it works and what's going on. Test the BitMiner, see how that works, have a good place to use all the extra power and everything, which that's worked out well too. So, but we've done, you know, we've used quite a bit of energy doing it. If we come in here, and I don't know if I can look at this, let's see if we can look at this way. So if I do this and I say, pick me a calendar, so let's look at the entire month. So this month started off, I got this on January 1st. So, whoops, that was a week. Now I did do a lot of, you can see here, a lot of extensive efforts here at the very beginning to figure out the first 10 or 12 days to figure out how it worked. I use a lot of grid power. So a lot of those don't count because you can see all this blue here is grid power that I've used. And pretty much since then, I haven't used any real grid power at all. I did use a little bit right there just to test an item, but you know, 672 kilowatt hours used this month. So that's no small feat. 291 kilowatt hours of solar, and so there was a lot of grid in there. 382 kilowatt hours of grid power that I used early on. Oh, total grid 395, so it's right there. So that's a lot of grid power, so it'll take a while. It makes you, I don't know how close I am. I'm probably a few hundred kilowatts below what my house generates, so I probably actually will get my first electric bill since I had the solar installed on the house. Wonder what the wife will say about that. But So as you can see, the solar input coming in day by day is not too bad. We get about 20 kilowatt hours, 19 to 20 a day. Today's the 24, so let's look at today. So we got 19 today. Yesterday we got 11. It was very cloudy. 11 the day before, 13 the day before, 12, 8. So you can see it just recently, when I got back into town and got everything fixed, really has, there was a day there. So this date, what day is that? That is the 9th. So the 9th and today really are the only two where we've been that high. But this, I believe, is, you can see from this chart here, this is going to extend quite a bit when I get the fence up, because I want to take the back fence is south facing, and I want to align all those panels I have leaning against the trailer, the east fence, and so they, you know, and we can kind of look at the power that comes from those. If I come over here to all power, so I don't have any right now that are south facing except these two trailer ones. They just happen to be, actually this one also, maybe it's not this one, it's this one. So this one is 5 south facing panels, but it does have a little bit of a block in the morning from a truck sitting in the way. And then this one is 9 panels, but they're sitting on the ground. So it's not near as useful as it could be. And then this one is 15 panels, but these are hidden in a crevice, you know, east-west crevice as the sun goes between noon, and as you can see here, it kind of creeps up as the sun comes up, and it peaks over the neighbor's house right there at 10:10, and then just kind of creeps up all the way and then creeps back down. But you don't have any of those long extended arcs, because like you would see on this one here, or especially on this one here, where you have a high peak really early at 9:30 and then a late drop off. And so that's what I want to get to, is all of them along that back fence, and those, then they'll produce a lot better. But it's just been a playing game, you know, where you're just messing around with panels and moving them around and trying to get the best I can while I'm waiting to get the fence. I finally got my permit approved Friday morning. So I spent the day, I'm kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised I was filling up to even coming out here. Looking at myself on the camera over there, I do look a little tired though, don't I? I guess it has been a long day. It is 10 o'clock at night, and I started this morning at 7, and I bought one of those Harbor Freight augers for putting the fence post in, and man, I tell you what, I did 14 fence post holes. Most of the time I spent, you know, figuring out where the fence post holes need to be, blah, blah, blah. But on the 15th one, there was a tree that had been, you know, dug out a few years back. And obviously they didn't get all the roots, because I hit that one and it just like ripped it right out of my hand. It really hurt my shoulder a bit. But it's kind of, that's just kind of the way it is. But the other 14, I mean, that thing just cuts through them like it's butter. They're all 14 concreted in, and, you know, a big portion of the fence will go up tomorrow. And then there's another, actually that's actually halfway. So there's another 14 that need to go in tomorrow, but I got all the fence itself to go up too. So, but that shouldn't be too bad now that the posts are in and they're all, you know, they're dry and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'll focus tomorrow on trying to get the rest of the posts all in. And then that way during the week, I can go out there and attach about sections of fence. So I'll be able to attach sections of the fence there. Anyway, let's just see where I am. I need to find myself a drink. Where's my drinks at? Let's see. So, here it is. I don't know, I might look a little bit. Let's take a look at this wiring over here. Let's see if we can maybe get maybe we can get something started with that. See if we can figure out what's going on. What I'm at least get a plan together. Let's see if I can find a good view here. Let's do this double view. That isn't right, is it? How about that double view? That's a better one. Yeah. All right, so let's take this camera and let's bring it a little closer here. That's really what I was after when I wanted 2 cameras because it's very difficult for me to talk with you guys otherwise and have anything, you know, where you can hear me and understand what's going on. I don't know if I can get this one. See if I'm going to try to move this camera and hopefully I won't break anything in the process of it. I'm going to try to move it over here where I can get a view. I caught the network wire on the way over. All right, that's kind of what I was afraid of. But now if I've got this one working too, I should be able to slide in here and have 2 different. There we go. That works. Okay. So I don't like the idea that that's just going to have to work, isn't it? We'll just do it this way. There we go. All right. And I can't see the chat real good from here, so apologize if I missed something from somebody. I want to look at this wire right here. I ran a lot of power through these today. Oh, those are copper. Okay, I thought that was discolored, but those are actual copper lugs, and these are nickel plated copper lugs. Okay, so it's not discolored. It's just a different color. All the wires look good here. All right, so let's look at what we can do. I'd like to get these cleaned up first. These 2 Victron. I wonder if I brought them down. Where do they go? They just go from here. Oh, so they just go from here and here to here. I'm really beginning to wonder if maybe I should just put one of these buses in across here. Just like mount one like this right there, and then carry all of those wires from this one to this one. This one I could even build one that goes up if I wanted to, and it would clean up both of those. I'd be able to get rid of this one and this one. I could even run this one in it. Where's the other one? Oh, there. Oh, it's right here. I didn't even notice that. So I could even run a second one of these. And I have 2 left. Oh, I do. Oh, I actually have 3 left. Okay, good. I could even run a second one over here and use it to take this wire and this wire from way down there also. I think that's actually where I'm going to start. I don't know how these are going to look. I don't know if this is going to make it look cleaner or if it's going to make it look worse. I got to start somewhere though, so I figure this is as good a place as any. And if it's wrong, then I guess I'll have to go back and undo it. Now, what I don't like, I don't trust this blue tape. This shed is a little dusty, dirty. It's stuck real good in here though. I mean, they've really held up well. You don't see any of those wires. So that turned out looking really nice. Other than all my network cables that still need to be, you know, I never did order my network cables off of Amazon for that. So I'll get those. My USB ones did come in, but my network cables didn't. I just need to get some little short 6-inch and 12-inch network cables. So I'm thinking if I put this in with this blue one all the way across and then add maybe a screw to each one of these. Let's see what let's take a look in the screw toolbox to see what I've got here that I can use for that. Yeah, let's see what we got here. We could probably use, oh, I got these little ones. Yeah, we could just use these. I could just use 2 of these because it doesn't need to be big. It just needs to sink into this wood and create a something that puts enough pressure on there to keep it from coming off. So let's just start with the first one here. I really want to put the tape on and then put the screws in. So let's make sure this battery is good first. Okay. So let's start like right here and let's just see where this needs to be. If I want that wire in there also, then it probably needs to be about right there. And that will allow all of these wires all the way across to have a track to run in. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, the question is can I get it in there once I peel this tape off? Probably won't need the screws right away, so let's just see if I can get it in there, get it stuck on where it belongs without getting it all over everything. Can you guys see everything okay? Oh yeah, you guys can see everything good. That right here is a good camera view. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something that you guys could see well enough that I didn't have to worry about me. All right, so we're gonna put this one in here. I wanna make sure, hey, don't stick yet. Make sure it's low enough that that can go in and high enough that it doesn't. All right. Now, just like I said, I think I want to put a couple of little support screws in here. Those are nothing more than, hey, tape, don't come off. That should keep it from ever falling off on me. Okay, then we're gonna make a second one. And that's perfect. It runs all the way to this edge here, because what I might be able to do is take a third one and run up this wall. I have only this abbreviated one left. I hope I have more of these. We're gonna see. Would be disappointed to find something that actually works and then use it all. That's it. That is all I have. So I will have to order some more, another set of these, because I'm thinking I put one in here like this. And then I put another one here, and then a small scrap of one here, and I can run these wires all the way across and up into this cabinet, into the shunt, up into the step down device. All those little mini wires will disappear on me. That's really good. I wish I had put this battery comm wire in the wall. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that. I'll have to figure out something for it, but orange one would kind of stands out like a sore thumb. Maybe just a new wire in itself, a black one or a white one or something that's less okay. So now we got a track all the way across. What do you guys think? I'm going to put a couple of screws in that one too. We'll put the same screws because those seem to work really well. We'll get 2 more of those. Put one here. Like I said, they don't have to be super tight, just enough to, hey, tape don't come off. And they're not sinking in far enough to go through the wood, so I don't have to worry about hitting anything on the back. Now, those are on good and tight. So, let's look at what we have for this one here. Can I run? I have this scrap here. Wondering if I should run something like this for it. Something like, just like run a whole piece all the way down to put that wire in. Cut this off right here. And as you can see, I'm not really planning a lot of this stuff out. I'm just building it as I go. That can be bad and it can be good. I hate analysis paralysis, so I kind of just tend to build, and then sometimes that means I have to build it a second time. But usually that means the second time is way better than any well-planned version would have been, because I'm using real honest live fire to make it better. Like the way that end came out, it looked a little crooked. There we go. Okay. All right, so now we're going to put this here. I'm going to make it too short. Need to double check that real quick before I pull that tape off. Oh no, oh yes I did. Just a tiny bit too long. Okay. It's just right up here that it's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off 3/4 of this back just a tiny bit. So that it kind of fits in there. And let's see if that's any better. Perfect. So we'll put that there. And that'll allow this one to go down this path here and then across this way, and I can put all that excess in there, and this one can come down, so we can just build in a little path down for these right here. Try to make this as small as possible. That way they fit in there. That's perfect, and when that lid is on, it'll seal that top piece off, so it'll just be that tiny bitty hole where those 2 wires go squeeze through. Okay, then we're going to take this one and see if we can All right, let's see if we can get this one to stick on there. All right, so we'll put this one on. Crap, throwing things around here. Let's see if we can get this one in here without messing it up. Stuff is pretty strong. Once it sticks pretty good. Get that just the right spacing between the one and one next to it. Perfect. All right. I think I should put. I'm paranoid about the tape stuff falling off. I'm gonna put one screw in here just so I don't find it loose. If I find a corner at the top or the bottom or at the end that's coming off, then I can go and put another screw in it if I need to. But this will at least keep it from falling off on me. Now, can I get under here and get a little slot cut for that? It's a real good question. Try not to cut too big of a slot. Oh, that's perfect. That way I can just route this wire down in there. And we're gonna have to pull these two leads out to route those wires in there. This one, I think for now I'm just gonna put a little notch here and let this wire just run loose up like this one would have if I hadn't had this extra case. And then later I'll get some more and run one up over here and run this one up here to cover the aspect of that one there. Unless of course it comes out okay this way. It does look like it's going to need a tiny notch there to run that wire in. So let's just cut that. And I learned if I cut them a little diagonal, that I don't have to get in there and fold it or anything. It just, the whole piece comes right out. And then this fits down in that notch. And then when the top slides over top of them, it just holds it down and everything. So that's good. So that one will set there now. This one's the same thing. I think I'm just going to cut the little notch right out of the corner. Unless I think that might go over through the end. I think I'll cut the corner. I don't know. I'm not sure which one's the best bet there. I'm going to cut the corner. Not enough. Probably should have just let it come in. Oh, I see. Okay, let's pop these off and do this. So let's run this one first. Gonna pull that fuse out, untangle this wire. Try not to lose the fuse. I don't know if I should I don't know if I should roll these up. Not enough room for that one. Now let's see if we have, oh, you know, I have those little tiny, look at that, perfect. I got these little tiny zip ties. Found on sale the other day. Oh, I've had them for a long time, but I found some on sale the other day for like 59 cents or something stupid for a pack of 300. All right, so let's see if we can Now the problem is that's going to take a lot of room in the raceway like that. But as long as I don't put both of them in the same spot like that, it shouldn't be a problem. You know what I might do? Just compress this down in that track so that it's nice and leaves room for other wires is what I'm trying to figure out how to get it to do. I think that'll do it. Do the same down here. I don't know if it's going to congest it more because I have zip ties on these, or it's going to help because it's holding that wire together in a small bundle instead of all right, now let's see if we can get this one back on. This fuse. I was hoping there would be no spark because I left one connection to connect it and one not. It always amazes me. The batteries and everything are kind of, I don't have that problem too often, but lately I'm having that problem with these little devices where they're sparking and popping when I hook them up. Still gonna have some wire that I have to fold over on, so that's pretty good though. Oh yeah, that's gonna look really good. Once I get the lids on those, get them over there. This is the part that's so tedious that you just don't ever find the time to do it, you know? It just takes so much time and effort that you have a tendency to just skip it. Now that one I am going to have to trim off a little bit more down here to make this work. And not because the spot I did wasn't big enough for the wire, but the wire can't stretch across both sections. And that still needs to go just a little bit more. There we go. All right. That should push down in there now, and it does. Good tight fit, but it is good fit. Okay, so that one's good. Now this one comes all the way across these, connects here. I think what I'm going to do is have it run all the way up to over here and put that bundle on this side. Or maybe put that bundle here so it doesn't interfere with these wires. Because don't I have, oh, I do, right here. Okay, let's get this one next. And then we can deal with that one last. That one, and that one. I don't know where this one's going. I think I have to convert a couple of devices up here. That router and this router are both 12 volt. And if that's the case, then I'm getting rid of those. I'm getting rid of these, all this 120 stuff, all of it will disappear. Because I want this cabinet to stay on, even if the inverter is off. Right now, all the home assistant and solar assistants, they all will, because they're all being fed from this 48 to 12 volt system. But that router is not. It's being fed from that 120 out plug, and this Linksys is being fed from this one. But I'm pretty sure I can't unplug it and check because it would disconnect you guys. But I'm pretty sure this is 120. Yeah, so see, this is 12 volts. So this one I can definitely hook up that way. And this one, I'm not sure which one it is. There's two over here. And one is 12 volts and one isn't. And if it's the 12 volt one, then I'm going to run 12 volts to this one, 12 volts to that one, and get rid of that. That we will make a project one night and get rid of both of those, because I am a firm believer of get rid of all that little trickle bleed, step down from 120 to 12 volt stuff, because although it's only a couple of watts, it's the continuous all day bleed that we have the issue on. So I haven't looked at it, see if anyone's. Yeah, okay, we're good. That view's still good for you guys? We can see everything. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take this one and disconnect it. And pull that fuse out and set it over here. And then this one we want to come in and come all the way down to just past these. So it's going to go from here, and the bundle is going to be right here. You know, and the other mess that I see here is these, other than the battery cables, which I'm thinking about getting a battery rack. I think I'm going to get one of those 6 stackable with these rack mount batteries, because I can get okay, so like that. Is that long enough? No, it's not. Oh, it's almost long enough though. I can fold this one out just enough to. So I got an adjustable piece there, and I can make it long enough for that one. Pull this in here. And let's see if we're long enough. Just long enough, but not too long. Perfect. All right, now can I reach my zip ties? Ah. Ah! It shot off on me. Thought I had you, gave you a tug, and it just popped off. Hate when that happens. All right. We'll put one there. I don't think the other side needs one this time. It doesn't seem to be as much to it as this one had, as that last one had. So we'll take this, route it back behind here. Okay, now let's put that fuse back in and hope for no snap, crackle, pop. Hoping that having one of these hooked up all the time prevents it. Seems like it does. It's good. All right. It's going to be one of those, once this thing is loaded, getting that cover on is going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I may have to tie all these things together. Maybe the only way to do it here. Okay, that's good. Now, let's get to the Victron connection here. Let's pull this one. And this one's pretty easy. I can just pull it like that. So I just need to put in a little slot for it to fit. Cut a little slot here without cutting a wire. Okay. And that takes care of that one. And this one, we're just going to run down this way, run behind these, run behind these, sneak it up behind the back here. Okay. So, oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. The cable's not long enough for that. I can pull all that slack out. Now, with all the slack pulled, it actually made it easier to do this. Okay, let's see if we can get a cover on. What do you think? I have no idea if I'm going to be able to get these covers on. Slide it down. Wow. Actually, I'm quite surprised how well that went, to be honest with you. What do you guys think? That went pretty good, I thought, you know? Need this one here. Gonna need a funky cut at the top. So let's start with that. Boogered that one up. Fortunately, I got a little extra here. Well, really, I shouldn't take the extra as much, anywhere near as much as I was. Let's do about this much. I can take a little off extra if I need to, but I can't put it back on. So let's just trim it right there. All right, then we got to get the length right. So what I'm thinking is that that would run all the way up to there and cover that whole side. It puts this in down here. All right. thinking, guys. Ah. Can't even. Let's see if I even have. Yeah, it's still the right view. You guys can still see me. Good. Just making sure everyone is still able to see me and that everything's going okay. I can't really tell from... Okay, yeah, it's all connected still. So you guys can see me then. You're just a very quiet bunch, that's all. It's okay. All right, so back to... Let's see if we can get this little cap on here now. Ah, perfect. Okay. Wow. That actually did a pretty good job of cleaning that end up, didn't it? All right, let's get the other end's cap on then. This side should be considerably easier than that side to put on. I'm going to leave a little extra room on this end down here by the end for when I get the P to cross over here, so that little extra hangover there. I want to be able to slide this down if I need to, or slide this down if I have to. So that kind of gives me the answer there. All right. What do you guys think? That turned out pretty good. I cleaned it up quite a bit, actually. Got all those little wires out of the way. Makes it look much, much nicer. All of these would disappear if this was in a rack. There would just be one that went off to it. That would be a little nicer. So, I don't know. I think that turned out pretty good. I'm kind of pleased with it, the way that it came out. I still got to deal with the wires, figuring out this Victron Venus system needs all these USB ports that go to it, but it's up here in the cabinet, so all these cables have to run down through here. Now I got them all routed in there and got them there. That just means that that one has to stay down there in that bottom corner, or I guess you could have a USB extension. That's an option also. And then I could replace it with a Victron servo, like I did over on the test wall over there, the servo down there. That's not a bad idea either. Then I could buy, longer cables, but I could get longer cables with this, so I may not even need to do that. That may just be exactly what I needed to do, was that right there. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with that. I mean, there's still a mess of hellacious quantities of wires and crap here. We still have these PV wires coming in over in this corner, as opposed to coming through all the PV leads from the outside walls. We only have the one coming in from the outside wall, going through the PV combiner box. I want to get all of the other ones going up in through there also. But before I, excuse me guys, before I do that, I want to get the shed, I want to get the fence built, because then that will allow me to figure out what kind of strings I can build out there. Because I want to make sure that the strings I put together don't have, one panel that gets shaded for an extra half hour every morning or something that kills a whole string. So this way I can see what I can time lapse the fence once I have it done, and then I can say, okay, this area gets sun from dusk till dawn, or from early to late, and I can build the right size panel because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different charge controllers here. So I've got plenty of places I can put different size strings if I need to. So that's not the issue. All right. So let's take a look at now. I'm not sure exactly what's left here. This could be up in there too. I'm not even sure why I put this out here. That could be up in the wall. This can be converted to 12 volts. And I think all I have to do for this to be converted to 12 volts is snip the wires and connect it to the 12 volt leads. I could probably find, let's see if we can find us a little power supply here. Let's see what this one is. Hopefully I have some glasses out here. I do. Let's just take a look here. So this one outputs 5 volts. So this is a little USB output. I really don't know which ones of these are up here. I'd like to let's see if I can get my phone and get a picture of it. Maybe I can. Point you guys up there where I am working so you can see what's going on. So what I'm trying to do is figure out from these two did I get it up there high enough? Well, barely. Take my hand off that damn phone for a minute. I probably could do it pretty easy. All right, let's see. So the trick is to get these power supplies here, these two, and this one, and get rid of them. Now, one of these is not needed because it used to power 2 switches that were in here. And so I changed this to one 1 gigabyte switch, which has 8 ports on it now. So I only need the one. That's why I got rid of the 2 8s, because it was kind of acting a little flaky with it coming in and going from one switch to another switch. It shouldn't, but it was. So with it acting a little funny like that, I went ahead and just changed it to basically one single switch. This runs the line that we were watching me over. This comes from the feed from in the, actually this doesn't. This goes to the dead line over there we don't use anymore that used to hook this up. And this is the feed from the house. So it is a wired feed from the house, and then this is just a relay of local Wi-Fi for the little devices, the 6000 XP and those type of things. So what I want to do is figure out if I can, oh wow, that worked really well. So this one is output 4 watts, 5 volts, this one. Yeah, let's see if we can get the other one. See if I can read that. Oh, you're kidding. It moved at the last second. Took a perfect picture of me. All right. Took 3 or 4 pictures that time, maybe. Oh, wow, that is just fuzzy as all get out. No. Well, I'm gonna find out. If I disappear